So, Riley, 'tis the holiday season, which means that things are going to be coming out, teaser trailers and the lot.
Oh, yeah.
There was one I wanted you to see. So you have no idea what movie I'm discussing, or I'm going to discuss to you.
No idea.
No idea.
I'm trying to take a wild swing at it, couldn't.
So, I think I saw this morning, or it was either this morning or last night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be interesting.
It weighs heavy on your shoulders.
It does. It does, because this is an IP I really care about. But we'll see your reaction. I'm excited.
Like,
yeah.
You love Lord of the Rings, you love Halo, and you love Pirates of the Caribbean, and all of those have already been ruined.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So let's see. Let's make sure this is.
What is this mysterious fourth IP that you are incredibly infatuated with?
Let's see. So, are you ready to begin?
Let's watch it.
Let's see. Let me get the audio up. Going. I missed the desert. Oh, yeah. Let me get the closed captions going.
Oh, yeah. Missed the desert. Was this Uncharted?
Missed the sea.
Okay.
Let me get there's a couple of hints. If you know it, you'll know it as soon as you see it.
I'm trying to. Oh my god, is this fucking Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
What? The last Indiana Jones movie was like 15 years ago.
Guess what? They're dealing with time travel now.
Fuck it. I mean, we already did Aliens. Why not?
I just loved it when I first saw it.
Are they gonna go back in time and unmake that fucking movie with the aliens? That would make a great movie.
The Dial of Destiny. I can't get over that shit's so funny. I'm sorry.
Play the fucking video. Let's see.
All right, so Nazis, because it's Indiana Jones. We gotta have your Nazis.
Every fucking Indiana Jones movie has Nazis.
Has Nazis, right? Yes. Yeah. So yeah. Wondering New Adventures. So New Adventures, Harrison Ford, he's like 80.
Harrison Ford is like in his fucking 80s. Why is he still playing Indiana Jones?
He won't let it go.
He's gonna die eventually, and then someone else will have to take the mantle.
Did you hear? I'm gonna switch back over and make sure this audio's good. It's good. Did you hear the shit they were about Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones? They wanted to get Chris Pratt to play Indiana Jones.
I would have hated that.
Really?
No.
You don't like Chris Pratt?
Dude, Chris Pratt plays too many fucking characters that he shouldn't play.
Like Mario?
Yeah, like Mario.
I think he could be okay. Have you seen the photoshops of him? Let me see if I can pull this up. Let's see. Chris Pratt, Indiana Jones. Look at this. Here, let me get this shit off. See if I can find this. Yeah, they photoshopped him onto Harrison Ford's body. I think he could pull it off.
Dude,
of all the modern actors.
That's my thing, is like, I'm just fucking sick of Chris Pratt being in goddamn everything.
He's almost in everything as Dwayne Johnson is in things.
Yeah, exactly. But like Dwayne Johnson, he stays away from like established like tenured franchises. Like whenever like Dwayne Johnson, like whenever he's in a movie, he's in like a completely different like fucking forgotten franchise. Like remember Rampage?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like that movie. Old video game from like 40 years ago that no one plays anymore.
Right.
Dwayne Johnson was playing like a character in that.
Right.
But it's like, imagine if Dwayne Johnson like came out and he was playing fucking Donkey Kong. You're just like, just fucking stop.
My whole thing is that, look, if you're going to make a new Indiana Jones movie, right, would you rather have a youthful, suave guy that kind of plays an indie character, sort of in Guardians? He plays a comedy-ish role where he's an action sort of guy, right? Or would you have a geriatric 80-year-old man who won't let it go?
Dude, like, guys, You should have just waited for Indiana. You should have just waited for Harrison to die.
You know, but here's the thing. My point is they were trying to get Chris Pratt to play the role of Indiana Jones. Chris Pratt was interested in the role.
Yeah.
But Harrison Ford said no.
Does Harrison Ford own the IP of Indiana Jones?
I think he has a small share of it, but he said, I think it was a quote. He said, "I will die before I let Indiana Jones go." He's like, "I will take this role to my grave."
You know what's funny is like Harrison Ford hates like 90% of the roles that he plays. He fucking hated, and I mean hated Han Solo.
Oh, he hates him.
Hated
Which
his
is why I
character.
don't understand why he's such a fan of Indiana Jones. They're
don't
pretty
get-
similar as characters.
It's like, and that's the thing is like Han Solo is like this. I don't know. It's like he's like this scoundrel, I guess.
yeah, I
It's
mean
like,
he's a rough and tumble guy.
he's a. I don't know. I guess like, I have not seen an Indiana Jones movie in a hot minute, but like
I love Raiders. Raiders is fantastic.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, of course. You know,
Yeah.
the classic. It's like the titular movie that you think of
Yeah,
when you think Indiana Jones.
classic.
But like Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's like Indiana Jones in that movie. He's charming, he's suave, he's savvy,
Right, but he's also
clever,
ready to like get
But
shit done. Yeah.
and he's an alpha male.
He's a Giga Chad.
He's a Giga Chad Sigma male grind set. I don't know why I said that in Mr. Krabs' voice, but he's also like he's an honorable guy. He does have like a stand up like values and beliefs. He's like these items and these artifacts they deserve to be like in a museum.
It belongs in a museum.
He's like, so do you.
Look, I was about to say, that's how I kind of feel about Harrison Ford at this moment.
Yeah, it's like, so do you.
Yeah. But here's the thing that I'm worried about, because from what I've heard, because there have been leaks about the plot. From what I've heard, let me make sure the decibels are lined up. They are. That's good. From what I've heard, well, this is spoilers, okay? So skip a few minutes ahead. Is that they're going to go back in time to basically take Indy out of the world and then put in this new younger like female Indiana Jones like character.
Okay.
That's what I've been told, and I'm just so sick of people getting rid of old characters so they can put in new ones that are basically the same carbon copy but with like a different gender or race. It's just just stick with the character.
I was like, guys, you're doing this just to be like, I don't know. It's like, I don't care that there's like when it comes to like comic book characters and like shit like that, it's like you can change the race around.
Sure.
No one
sure.
gives a fuck.
Sure.
It's like you want to make like
Look at Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. No one gave a fuck that Nick Fury was played by Samuel L. Jackson. They didn't give a shit that he was black.
Yeah.
Because one, no one really gave a fuck about Nick Fury in the first place.
Yeah. I had an action figure of him when I was a child.
Yeah.
Which is why I was very confused when I saw Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury. I'm like, he
No,
doesn't
it's like-
look like my action figure.
Have you ever played Ultimate Alliance?
No, I'm not.
No, Ultimate Alliance was like an old game where it was all like Marvel superheroes teaming up together and you went on missions and shit. But basically it was like Nick Fury was in it, but it was white Nick Fury.
Oh.
Which at this point I'm wondering if like Samuel L. Jackson or like black Nick Fury is like more recognizable.
Honestly,
Than
probably.
white one,
I think
yeah.
so, yeah.
Well, because of the Avengers movies.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's way more mainstream, so I think so.
That's the
Because
thing,
for
is,
one
like,
thing, Nick Fury is not a very well-known character,
Mm-hmm.
and then you add on Samuel L. Jackson in the MCU, of course he's going to be more recognizable.
Yeah, so I think there's
Captain
like,
America was more recognizable as Chris Evans than the original Captain America.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I think there's going to be like a whole generation that thinks like Nick Fury was
originally black.
Has always been a black guy.
Right.
But anyway, what was my point? Oh yeah, Indiana Jones. The thing is like, you don't add anything by like gender bending or like race swapping. It's doing it just to like add diversity to the movie, I guess.
Right.
So it's harmless in the same way that like it's inert.
Right.
You know, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
However, there are certain roles that like you're just like, that doesn't fucking make sense. It's like Nick Fury being a black guy, no one gave a fuck.
No.
But like Indiana Jones being like, I don't know, an Asian woman, you're just like, why? Why would you even?
But why? Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Because that's the thing, is like, if Indiana Jones was suddenly played by an Asian woman one day, we'd be like, you are doing this just to be fucking like virtue signally, and just like, ugh. It's just like, guys, fucking stop.
Please.
Be inclusive in actual meaningful ways.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so this old guy is playing Indy again, and he's talking to Solomon. But yeah. So next summer, I don't believe him. Out of all this shit you've seen, why the fuck wouldn't you believe in magic?
Okay, hold the fuck up. Fucking time out. Everyone gave, like, the Crystal Skulls a lot of shit, right?
Which it deserved.
Yeah. They gave him a lot of shit because it was a bad movie.
It was a bad movie.
However,
I as a kid who really loved Indiana Jones, even came out of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I was like, it's kind of forgettable.
Mm-hmm. It was, like, forgettable. The plot, like, went nowhere somehow. It was rushed again. And the characters were not very magnetizing. Harrison Ford was, like, in his fucking 60s at that point already.
And now he's in his 80s.
Now he's in his fucking 80s.
He's
doing this.
Oh, my God. Pass the hat off. Like, dude. Jesus Christ. I do like this. Look, they have some deep fakes of Harrison that look really nice. This actually, I think this is.
So he goes back in time and sees his younger self.
Yeah, this is The Last Crusade, ain't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Yeah,
because
there's
Crusade.
Raiders of the Lost Ark and there's Last Crusade, which are considered the two best Indiana Jones movies.
All right, take a look at that. Yeah, Temple. It's funny because when I was a kid, Temple of Doom was my favorite. But that was just because I liked that he had a machete.
Mm-hmm.
It was completely arbitrary reasons why I liked that movie.
Okay. Oh, hold on. The whole magic thing. Okay.
The whole magic
thing. I was like, I don't believe it.
It's like, bitch, have you seen Raiders?
That's the thing. Is like, people gave, the Crystal Skulls a lot of shit because it was a bad movie. But a lot of people gave it shit because it was like, aliens don't belong in an Indiana Jones movie. And it's like, dude, the first movie was about, like, biblical artifacts and, like, ghosts locked in a box.
Yeah,
and,
the whole point of...
the chalice that held Jesus' blood.
Yeah, it's like the whole point of, like, Indiana Jones movies is essentially... Funny enough, take the quote from Han Solo.
Yeah.
In the movie that I don't like, The Force Awakens, where it's like, the Force, all of it, it's real. It's like, yeah, all the shit that was in these... That's, like, in these texts... Anything mythical in the Indiana Jones world, it's like he goes after an artifact that is known to have magic-y woo shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing about Indiana Jones is that, oh yeah, that thing actually has that magic-y woo shit. It's like if he discovered Mjolnir, but he couldn't lift it because he wasn't worthy. It's like, oh yeah, it actually has Mjolnir powers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If they took Indy and they're like, you got to go find this shit, but it has this sort of curse on it. It's like, yeah, it's actually a curse, and it actually does the thing. That's kind of the way Indy movies go.
What was that, like, the scene in The Last Crusade? Where he tried to find the, not the Goblet of Fire, but...
the chalice that Jesus drank from. Yeah, that's The Last Crusade.
Yeah.
To eternal life, Dr. Jones sips and fucking dies.
And it's just like, dude, you just sipped out of a cup and then disintegrated into ash. Like, how is that... What does that besides magic?
I just love that. When I saw that, I just couldn't help but laugh. I was like, I don't believe in magic. It's like, what fucking reason do you have not to believe in magic?
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me a reason.
It's like, well, it's just science that we don't understand yet. I'm like, okay.
Interesting things I can't explain. So yeah, I guess this is the Dial of Destiny. I can't get over that name. I'm sorry. The fucking Dial of Destiny.
Wow. It's a clockwork machine.
It sounds like something
time.
I would name it.
Yeah.
Like, the alliteration, everything about it. I've come to believe it's not so much what you believe. Oh. It's how hard you believe. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I like the music. Now the music sounds good. It's all like it's that modern day, like they take an old motif and they orchestrate it to like a bunch of brass and violins and shit.
Yeah.
That I like. I like that. I actually might mute it so I don't get copywritten, because it's mostly music. A lot of CGI fights. A lot of shit.
Still has his fucking whip.
Still has a fucking
Can
whip.
barely use it because his shoulder gave out 20 years ago.
You know he's had like 4 injuries on this set.
On this set alone?
Just on this movie.
Oh my god. Dude, you are fucking...
He like broke his ankle twice.
You cannot afford to get like a scratch in your 80s. You're breaking your ankle twice just so you can like... in your last breath, hold on to this character.
He's like, I will not let anyone else take this character from me.
Okay, so, God, Harrison Ford, who famously fucking hates Han Solo, hates him so much because, like, Harrison Ford...
He's like, kill him, please.
He's like, Harrison Ford, like, in the past few years, I think it was, like, when did Force Awakens come out?
Oh, God, 2012? No,
Yeah,
no.
2016?
Yeah, 2016.
15, 16.
Yeah, no.
A little while ago. But that's the thing, is like Harrison Ford spent like a good year revisiting his old like characters from like old movies and then just killing them off.
Yep.
And it was funny, is like, you remember God, what was
Maybe
that?
he just hates fan fiction.
I think he just fucking hates these characters. I think he's just tired of it. He's tired of the reputation.
He's an impressive actor. He's played so many roles. He's like one of the most popular actors in Hollywood.
For an actor who never wanted to be an actor, he was a carpenter who built sets on Star Wars, and they just needed a guy to fill in.
Right.
So they just grabbed Harrison Ford and be like, "Hey, read these lines," and he's like,
"No." So I was like, "Get off my plane."
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. It was like,
He's just known as being a geriatric old dude, even in his younger days.
But it was like, was it this? I think it was like the 8th Star Wars movie or the 9th. But you know the scene where his like dead spirit is talking to
we
fucking,
don't.
like,
honestly,
Ben?
I think Ben's just having a hallucination, and he's just having something tell him that he was right.
Yeah, I guess so. Like,
because it's not a Force ghost.
Ben Solo was like, well, that's the thing.
God, that whole plot is fucked.
Ben Solo was like talking to like Han Solo in the past. I think he was just having hallucination or whatever. I don't fucking know. That whole scene was stupid and completely inert. It did not evolve anything in the plot. However, like, Harrison Ford hates Han Solo, but as an extension, he hates the entire Star Wars franchise. He thinks it's all fucking stupid. So much so that, like, I believe it was a convention, and he was like making a guest appearance.
Yeah.
And one of the people, one of the attendants,
he's such an asshole.
He's such an asshole. Like, one of the attendants brought up that scene where Ben Solo is talking to his departed father, and he asked him, I was like, hey, so in that scene, was Han Solo speaking to his son as a Force ghost?
That's something you should ask Harrison Ford.
And Harrison Ford, deadpan, just answers, I don't know what a fucking Force ghost is, and I don't care.
It's such an asshole.
What if... It's just like... That's the thing, is like, Star Wars is one of the biggest, most diehard franchises. A franchise that hasn't made a good movie in 40 fucking years, and it still has diehard fans.
I would argue Revenge of the Sith has redeeming qualities. It's still like... Here's the thing.
Nothing... Okay, I will say this. It's like, I do like the... as bad as the sequels are, I'm glad that they came out because it finally got people to shut the fuck up about how bad the prequels were.
Yes.
Which, by the way, the prequels, not that bad.
Yeah, not that bad, not that great.
They didn't live up to the original trilogies, like
they had a litany. They had a litany of problems, but they also had some stuff that they added.
You know
like,
what?
It had some goods, it had some bads. Honestly,
it was okay.
For me, it was like a 40 not 40. It's like a 4 or 5 out of 10 for me for the prequels. Like the first one goes a little bit lower, but 2 and 3, 4, 5 out of 10.
It's like it reminds me of like that comic where it's like this couple, and it's like this couple guy sitting on the couch with his lady, and they're watching the Star Wars movies,
right?
And they're watching them in order, where it's like the guy is like, oh, okay, the original trilogy is incredible. The last movie is a little weaker than the previous 2, but they're all still very good. And then it gets to the prequels, where he's like, these movies are absolute garbage. There's not a single one that's good. We consensus is that we all hate them. And then it goes to the sequels, where it's like, those movies they went absolutely nowhere. They're terrible. They were boring. The blah blah blah.
Right.
And then the lady is just like, why do you watch these movies? Are you even a fan of Star Wars? And the guy's like, what are you talking about? I love Star Wars. I am a huge fan of Star Wars. Aren't I? It's just like, how?
It's like are you even a Star, like for me when it comes to the movies, I kind of have this thing where if I'm at home, I need to choose my battles, because Shay doesn't want to watch Star Wars all the time. I'll watch the OT because I really like the OT. If we're at her mom's house, I know she's going to be distracted with her mom. Mm-hmm. That's the time I watch the prequels.
Yeah.
Because I know that she won't give a shit about whatever I watch. So I'll just watch the prequels because good or bad, I can actually get those in.
Yeah.
Those are the only times I watch those movies is whenever I'm at her mom's house. But other than that, I'm watching like the OT. Mm-hmm. So it's like I watch the prequels for their fun, for the memes, and for like the little tidbit, little gold nuggets I can pull out of them.
You know, it's like a part of me will give Star Wars credit for one thing.
Yeah.
They have always held true to showing the intimidating and heavy power of Darth Vader.
Ah, that's cool, yeah.
Darth Vader has
Except for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, well. Like, Darth Vader whooped that black woman's fucking ass, alright? I'm just gonna say it, like, in that scene, he didn't even use his own personal lightsaber. He literally stole hers and killed her with it.
Which here's the problem though. If you're able to force grab someone's lightsaber and bring it to you, that breaks the laws of Star Wars. Because why didn't you do that before with Obi-Wan? Why didn't you do that before with Luke? It breaks all of that shit.
Well, because
same reason why you can't hold the ship steady.
Calm down.
I have problems
calm down
with
before you blow an artery. The reason why Darth Vader was able to grab her lightsaber is because she is significantly weaker than Obi-Wan in the Force. Obi-Wan was able to hold on to his lightsaber because Darth Vader knew that, like, he was quick enough and, like, powerful enough to just take it back from him.
It's a stretch, but maybe. But here's the thing. Again, another point, since we're on Obi-Wan. I know we got to get back to the trailer, but anyway.
Guys, fuck the trailer. Fuck the trailer. This is all about Star Wars now.
Fuck Indiana Jones and Star Wars now. Screw your Harrison Ford. We're going to talk about Star Wars on your Indiana Jones trailer. but the scene when the ship's taking off and he brings it back down. It's like, A, why didn't you use that on the Millennium Falcon in Episode 5? And then B, when the ship takes off literally behind it, why didn't you do it again?
I have nothing.
Exactly. Sorry.
Well, okay, here's like, why didn't you do that to the Millennium Falcon? Because the plot had to move on.
Well, or because he didn't have the power to do that, because it took Yoda everything he had to lift up a fucking X-Wing.
Exactly.
And so that wasn't even running.
Listen.
The Force was so dialed down back in the day.
Yeah. Well,
as I think it should be.
Here's the thing. It's like, the Force has become, like, this overwhelmingly enormous power.
It has, what was it? What is the anime trope? Power creep. Right?
Yeah.
It has power creep. The Force has power creep.
Where it's like, they displayed it as best they could in the original, and now that technology has moved on, they keep, like, trying to one-up the Force.
Exactly. It's just like Dragon Ball with Super Saiyans.
Exactly.
They keep going higher and higher and higher, and they keep having this power creep, right? Mm-hmm. where and I feel like that's the problem with the Force nowadays. I like the Force when it was just fucking mind tricks and barely lifting up a ship. Right,
Yeah.
I thought that was fine because you could at least utilize that in particular ways.
Where it was a more subtle, like,
Yeah,
duller.
it wasn't
kind of
it wasn't
power.
something that you relied upon. You didn't have just Force users, right?
Yeah.
You had people that had, access to the Force and were still learning about it after these years of practice. It was something that I thought was cool and interesting. Now it's just like fucking ripping up metal, bringing up all these rocks to pile on people. It's had insane power creep.
It's just like as time moves on and technology improves, and like thing is like if they kept the Force to what it was in the originals, where it's like it exhausts you to like lift up a ship,
Right.
then you wouldn't have had badass moments in the video games where
Right,
it's like
right.
he literally
breathes down the ship.
he
Yeah.
rips like a Star Destroyer out of the sky.
It crashes it down into the.
That's the thing. It's like the audience would have just lost interest in the Force eventually.
Sure, but
They're
I mean,
not
like
as
they
down-
had a trilogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The trilogy went on for what, fucking 20 years before they made a new movie.
Yeah.
Everybody was okay with it. It ended, right?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, it probably should have stayed that way.
Okay, in your ideal world, would Star Wars just like have? Would Star Wars have like the original trilogy, nothing else, but like everything else that they released would be like side stories that centered around the original?
Possibly. I think when you move past the OT,
Mm-hmm.
what you need to do is when it comes to like Force powers in general, I think if you're going to amp up anything, it at least needs to have some quality. When you have Master Yoda who's lifting up a ship and he's been around for 800 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's known to be a decent Force user. I think the thing that would make the Force interesting is in its application. Yes, you're lifting small objects, but what if you need a small object to go into a particular area? What if you need to use a mind trick on a particular person? And things like that. How far can mind tricks go? And that you might have a little power creep there, but it's more in its application. Just because, like for instance, look at video games. Indiana Jones, since move it back in. Indiana Jones has a whip, but think about in video games how applicable that a whip can be in certain circumstances.
Right.
Whipping off a pistol, whipping to a new location, right? You can use the same thing in different ways.
Did you ever play the Indiana Jones PS2 game?
I played the one on my N64.
Oh, well, that's not the same thing, but
Yeah. But what was it called? Because mine was called the Infernal Machine.
God, I think it was like. Let me Google it. Actually,
Here.
like,
Let me
let's go.
Google. Oh no.
Bring Google. No.
Oh, this is Google. Oh shit.
We're still here.
Chris Pratt. Oh no. Oh god. Here. You take
Okay,
the
that's
helm.
like PS2 Indiana Jones game.
Emperor's Tomb.
Emperor's Tomb.
I think I
that
might
was
actually
it.
have
yeah.
that on my Xbox.
Yeah, it was this one right here.
Oh.
Let's get rid of this overlay so that people can see.
Oh, click this little
There,
eye.
this little eye thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes.
There you
Okay, so like.
Yeah, we have that. I think on Xbox. I think
Yeah,
Curtis bought
this. If you guys recognize this cover, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Where it's like, it did make you feel like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I think I
It was
played
very-
that game. I do think I played that game.
It was very like Lara Croft, but
Yeah. I think we had a movie gallery, which was basically a Blockbuster for video games and movies. And I had rented it. I got stuck on a part because I didn't have enough water, because that was how he healed.
Mhm.
I didn't have water to heal myself, and the guys in front were too challenging, and I couldn't get past them.
right.
So I had gotten stuck there.
You just remind me of something. Finish your thing.
But anyway, and I came to an impasse. But other than that, I think that was the game that I played, and I really enjoyed it when I was a kid. And yeah, you felt like Indiana Jones. Really.
All right, true OGs. Fuck out of my way. True OGs. Remember this Indiana Jones character,
Oh shit.
Pitfall Harry.
Oh god.
Lost Expedition.
Lost Expedition.
Yeah. Okay. Expectations. Lost Expectations.
There you go.
Yeah. Pitfall Harry Lost Expedition.
Holy
Guys,
shit.
this is a throwback for me.
That's
this
an
was
old-ass game.
This was my favorite video game growing up. This and Wind Waker were
Yeah.
like the two games that I played. And I always regret letting this one go because I never officially finished it.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Shay.
Hello.
Hey, Shay. Did you have a GameCube growing up?
Yes.
Did you play Pitfall Harry?
No.
No?
No, I played, we had Animal Crossing for it, and then I figured out you could use GameCube games on the Wii, so I just played them on the Wii.
Oh, well, okay. You know what? That's the thing, is like, I gotta go find like some shady dealer on eBay or something and get this game, and then also like get a Wii. Because I need to officially beat this fucking game.
Yeah, you do.
Because
Yeah, you
I
do.
got like halfway through each time, where it's like, there was a point where I got stuck because I just didn't know where to go or what to do. So it was just hard for me to like figure out like, okay, I have all these tools, I have all these abilities, but I can't go forward, and I can't figure out how to go forward. So it's like I would play the game multiple times, get stuck on that point multiple times,
Right.
and then I was just kind of like stop playing.
Right.
But now I used to play it as a child, but now as a man-child, I might be able to come back to it
Right.
and finally finish that game.
Right.
Shay, what was your favorite game on the GameCube?
I don't know, Matthew must have played it.
So anyway,
Animal Crossing
finishing
was
up
the one I played.
this fucking trailer because there's not much else to it.
Yeah.
Because the main big reveal is the fact that it is Indiana Jones. But, oh yeah, there we go. Dial of Destiny. That was mostly it.
I'm gonna be honest,
Oh yeah,
Jeremy.
yeah. Let's see. There's this little gimmick right here.
Oh my god, he's so...
He's like Godfather, whip. Get off my lawn. Guns drawn. That's it. That's it. All right. That's shit. Oh god.
Just fucking give it up, dude. You know, it's like...
It's
almost
over.
like- it's over, dude. It's fucking over, man. That's a really nice picture of Shay.
Yeah, it is. It is a very nice picture, Shay.
But yeah, it's just like, dude, let's look it up. I want to see actual Harrison Ford's real, like, you know, age.
Age.
Yeah,
Let's see.
like age.
Let's find out when Harrison Ford
What was his
born.
birthday?
Ford age.
80.
He's straight up 80 years
He's
old.
80 years.
Born in 1942.
He was born during World War II.
My God.
That's the thing. It's like,
80 years old.
if you're like me and Jeremy, then you grew up thinking about like, oh yeah, like these really old like people, they saw World War II. Thing is, like, we're getting older, and there will one day be like the last World War II veteran alive.
Yeah, or the last people born during World War II.
Exactly, and then there will be like the last Korean War, and then the last Vietnam
Yeah,
War guy.
yeah. Imagine when the last Vietnam War veteran. It's like
Yeah.
imagine that shit.
That'll be like when we're in our 50s, I think. But that's the thing is like, actually no, I take that back. In our 30s, Agent Orange caused a lot of cancer.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what got my Uncle Ray.
Exactly. So it's like my grandfather, my dad's dad, he was a Vietnam vet. He also got cancer, probably from Agent Orange.
Right.
And your Uncle Ray, he died of cancer as
yes.
well.
From Agent Orange. Yeah.
Obviously. So,
It's a common killer, really.
yeah, it's like if you it's. I'm watching I go to the gym sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I go to the gym 4 days a week. It's always after work, and I'm seeing this commercial because you know in front of the treadmills they always have like those TVs, and so we are watching this TV and there's this commercial on where it's like, you know, like those fucking like fibromyalgia and like mesothelioma
Yeah.
like commercials where it's like, if you suffer from this at this time, you are probably, you know, deserving of financial compensation.
Right.
Well, it's like-
Yeah.
It's like, now the commercials are like, hey, if you worked at this military base back in the 80s and you have cancer now, hit us up because we can get you financial compensation.
Jesus.
I was like, guys, if it was in the 80s, those guys are probably already fucking dead. Like, also, if you worked at any military base in the 80s, you definitely have cancer by now.
Definitely.
I was like, but yeah. It's like,
But yeah, so that was that trailer, and I was hoping you would enjoy that. So.
I mean, I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed our banter around it.
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, we took a minute trailer into 35 minutes of content, so.
Well, hey.
Look at that.
Look at that, guys.
You had some dialogue, interesting dialogue, and a teaser trailer for a movie that's coming out, so.
Yeah. I like how 25 minutes of that was Star Wars.
Honestly, like, I love Indiana Jones, man. I really do. Like, I loved that as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I even fucking drew brown Sharpie on my face to make a beard so I could be like Indiana Jones.
I was never into Indiana Jones as a kid.
I loved it.
I didn't get into it. I was I don't know. I mean, I was too busy watching like Star Wars shit and stuff.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. But I loved it, and so you know, honestly, it's sad to see that they're still pushing it out like this.
Yeah.
It's just. But
It's
anyway,
like,
yeah, fucking.
Dude, just wait for it. Like, the second Harrison Ford finally just fucking drops dead.
Boom.
They're going to, boom, Chris Pratt,
Indiana Jones. He's gonna play it.
Completely different artifact, whole new setup. It's
gonna be a whole revamp of the series. It's gotta be.
Exactly.
That's the only way they can say it
Just
now.
wait for it, guys. Oh, God.
But anyway, so.
They're probably going to make it a black woman for no reason.
But anyway, that's all we'll have for today. So we'll talk to y'all guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Later.